Welcome back to Mac Music Review. I am happy to be hopping into the Fs, the artists and albums. Not albums, the artists that, you know, the first letter of the artist's name is, or band name or artist name is F. So, yeah, that's what we're doing today. Before we hop into the review, just want to say there's going to be some stuff down in the description if you want to know the channel works and all that good stuff. It's all going to be down in the description. Today we're going to be looking at the album Time Stands Still by Family Force 5. Family Force 5 is a little known, extremely strange band that has shifted and changed over time, but the two things that have, well, even then, it's hard to define this band. They're a super duper duper weird, odd, not super popular or successful, like comedy band. That's what they are, is their music is very comical. They're a ridiculous band, I can definitely say that. Their music is extremely over the top and outlandish. Not really outlandish, it's just over the top. And oftentimes their lyrics are ridiculous and just very low brain power music. A long time ago, they did an album called Business Up Front, Party in the Back, which is just a crazy hard rocking party album with absolutely zero intelligence in the lyrics or anything. There's not anything intelligent about it. And this album is a little bit different. They do have that comedy, they do have that ridiculousness, but they also have some serious stuff, and they jump into Christian contemporary music with a few of these tracks that fit very snugly into Christian contemporary music. This album has 15 songs on it, which is a bunch. 15 is a lot of songs. And fortunately, all the songs on this album are under 4 minutes long, and several are actually under 3 minutes. So it sounds like it'd be a really long album, but it's actually not super duper long. There are 2 features on this album. The most significant one for me is KB, the Christian rapper, the Reach Records rapper. He is a Christian rapper who likes to collab with tons of different Christian artists from all kinds of different genres. And so I'm not super surprised to see him on this album, on the song Berserk. And then you also have some female singer from Hillsong Young and Free. It's like a subset of Hillsong Worship, which is, you know, one of the most big, popular, successful worship bands. It's like targeted, Hillsong Young and Free is like a more upbeat, pop-centered Hillsong spin-off for like teenagers to listen to, I think is what their audience is, judging by the title. And they have a female singer from that on the song Walk on Water. The music on this album is pretty eclectic. You're going to see, it's got a lot of stuff. You're going to have dubstep and synths, a lot of electronic influence across the entire album, but specifically a lot of synths on, I think, When Everything's Changing and Never Say Never, and then you have like dubstep on Berserk, this really crazy dubstep. You have some really hard rocking parts that are almost used like as a bass drop, but instead of doing EDM music, they'll like do a little bit of EDM music and fuse it with mostly just tons of really hard, crazy rock music, like on Raised by Wolves or Glow in the Dark. Very bizarre. Sometimes they'll just really have some really crazy, hard rocking, just really energetic rock music, and that's scattered throughout this album. A few songs have that. Some of these songs would be categorized as rock songs. Most of them would be pop rock. Some of them are literally just sound like kind of just generic Christian contemporary music with synths and very modern instrumentation. And some of these songs would just be considered pop songs. Like This Is My Year, the last song on the album. It's just very pop friendly. And a lot of these sound like just Christian contemporary music songs. Let It Be Love and Show Love are very, very big sounding, you know, worship style songs that are, you know, kind of sound like worship music, but different because it's Family Force 5 and the singer is doesn't have a voice to do worship songs, but they make it work, and yeah. Let's get into the review. I kind of don't talk. Well, one more thing I need to mention. The songs Sweep the Leg and Jetpack Kicks are the most absolutely ridiculous, insane songs ever. They're like in there just... Family of Four Side, the best word to describe them is ridiculous. The second best word is probably Christian, because they have a lot of Christian references scattered throughout this album. It's kind of random, but this is a Christian album. They remind you that several times. But Sweep the Leg and Jetpack Kicks are just chock full of pop culture references. Sweep the Leg, of course, bunch of references to Karate Kid. Jetpack Kicks, a bunch of references to Star Wars. And Jetpack Kicks is literally a song about riding a jetpack. And Sweep the Leg is literally a song about sweeping the leg. So, just totally ridiculous. Time Stand Still is an unquestionably, at least for me, totally unquestionably an entertaining record. And I think that is kind of what Family Force 5 is going for. I cannot deny that they are a very entertaining band. They're very out there, and they stand out to me because of just how weird they are. The crazy song, Sweep the Leg and Jetpack Kicks, these songs are insane. They're totally bonkers. The lyrics are totally bonkers. The music is this super crazy rock mixed with electronic and all kinds of modern, and it's just a mess. These songs are so messy. And they're just so, on some of these songs they're rapping, and some they're just yelling, and like on Raised by Wolves they're just screaming, and there's just so much inconsistent, there's so much just crazy stuff on this record that this is a super entertaining record. It's an entertaining, memorable record, and I just have to give it that. With that being said, if you're looking for, okay, there are very few songs on this album which are legitimately good, like legitimately well produced, that really actually do have good music, and that, not just comedy's sake, not just laughing at it for sounding ridiculous, but like actually well made. There's very few of that. Most of these songs, some of these songs are even generic sounding. Like Never Say Never and When Everything's Changing are just like, they're boring. They're like Christian contemporary music songs, and they're boring. X-Ray is just dumb and not in a good way. It's really repetitive. It's got a lot of sense. It works sort of, but the lyrics are dumb, and they try to be serious and like very Christian, and it's just kind of ridiculous. Raised by Wolves, I don't want to enjoy this song, but it's so over the top and loud and aggressive and energetic that I kind of have to like it. Glow in the Dark, kind of, it builds to this drop. Glow in the Dark, it actually does sound pretty good. It gets to this really like fast intensity, like in the chorus leading up to the drop, and then the drop hits, and it's this insane EDM rock music that's really hard and aggressive for like no reason, because the rest of the song is like pretty tame, and it's just so out of place, and you're like, it's a crazy album. So many of these moments on this album have me scratching my head, but also just being incredibly entertained, and it's memorable, so I have to give it that. The dubstep on Berserk just sounds bad. It just sounds bad. The rapping, I could probably rap this song because I've heard it so many times. This album is very nostalgic for me because I think it's one of the first albums I really listened to over and over and over again, that I really got into. For some reason, a long time ago, I listened to this album a ton, and it's just crazy. It's just a crazy album. But then again, I want to say some songs on this album actually do work. I think Sweep the Leg and Jetpack Kicks legitimately are enjoyable songs, even though the music is super messy. They're clusters. They're just... those songs are messes. Those songs are messes. But they're legitimately, I think, enjoyable in sort of an ironic way. And then Show Love, Let It Be Love, Dance Like Nobody's Watching, and This Is My Year are legitimately fun songs that I can legit download on my phone and listen to like on a regular basis, because they actually sound good. They're well performed. The music, I don't know if they're super like original or organic sounding, but they're enjoyable. They sound good. They are just enjoyable. They flow well, and they work very well. And they are enjoyable songs. All four of those songs have music that really does work very well, and that really does sound good. Everything else is just like, man, I can get enjoyment out of like all the songs on this album, but most of them are definitely not good. They're definitely not great songs, even though I can enjoy them. I can twist my head and ironically enjoy them, and ironically, it's just entertaining. This is entertaining music. I am entertained, so I don't hate it. I'm having a fun time. I just can't hate this album, even though so much of it is just not great, not super good, not good, not that good, it's not good. I'm going to give this album 3.5 stars out of 5. Very, very entertaining, very fun. 4 of the songs are legit enjoyable. Sweep the Leg and Jetpack Kicks are ridiculous fun, but they're definitely fun. Raised by Wolves, Glow in the Dark. What were you thinking? I'm scratching my head and I'm laughing and I'm enjoying it. So much of these songs, I don't even know. 3.5 stars out of 5. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it as always. Thank you for watching.